Holy shit. Do you want to answer it?
Yeah.
What if it's a fan?
I'm gonna call them.
Wait. We gotta do it together. Wait.
Don't put it on loudspeaker, they might say something crazy.
Okay.
Hello?
Wait, you might want to turn the light. Hello?
Whoa. Hey.
Yo, I turned that shit off.
Hey.
Yo, what the fuck? What did they say? They said a bad word.
Yeah, they said a terrible word.
Baby, this is your song.
Let me just say, first and foremost, I'm too freaking nice because I done told you. I done told you about Huda. I don't want to hear it again. I told you about this girl when she was abusing the man, that this ain't the thing she should be doing. You know what I mean? Now, our corner of the internet, we've done told the rest of the internet to stop defending Huda. And we told you this when she wasn't attacking a black woman. Before she started attacking a black woman, we started making it about Jeremiah just wants to date women that are not black. And I was trying to tell you, don't worry about that. It's the abuse that she's abusive, because then she abused another black man. And we was here just like, it's a man at the end of the day. Now she's here abusing the women. I done told you about this woman. Yeah, I told you about this woman here. You get what I'm saying to you? Do you want me to cry and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you 100 times before you believe what I'm saying to you? When I tell you someone's a villain, you got to believe me. When I tell you they're a villain, y'all should believe me when I say they're a villain. Okay, now I've been calling her out since day one. I called her out and the rest of the gang out. Ace, Shelly, and the rest of them's. Okay, now this behavior by Huda is nasty work. Okay, very, very nasty work. But let me just say this first and foremost. Let's not blame a black man in this situation, because whatever Lewis is doing is on Lewis. I don't like him. I don't really care for what he's doing. I'm not with the shiznits. But let's not make it a Lewis situation. Okay, this ain't on Lewis. This is on her blood. Yeah, and she's the nasty piece of work that she's a bully. The very thing that she felt like she was happening to her, she is a bully herself. And there are undertones, and I'm going to say undertones, there are undertones and overtones, okay, of situation when it comes to the fact that she's racist. You know, and I rarely say that, but she got racist bones in her, bro. Yeah, and it's coming deep from within. It's coming deep from within. She got racist overtones, bro. And it was, for me personally, that whole video feels a bit calculated. I'm just going to say it straight. That video feels a little bit calculated. But you know what? Cool. Let's say it's not calculated, yeah? But why is it always you? You see, at some point, right? At some point, you're going to have to take accountability for the fact that your energy keeps flowing into black folk. Whether it's black men or black women. Okay? At some given point, she gonna have to take some accountability. It's nasty work for me. Okay, very, very nasty work. Now, I want to also just, I like to try and understand a different point of view. Okay, now in this scenario, one could say, I'm not saying this is my point of view, but I have to give the other point of view. One could say, and I would understand a little bit, right? It was a very awkward moment. You heard something and you heard it, and you thought, wow, like, we've all been in a very awkward moment and we've laughed when we shouldn't have laughed, right? And that's understandable. But the problem that we have here is that there's a few different other factors. You've got history, number one. Okay. Number two, all right, when the Olandria situation happened originally, when you came out the villa, you didn't defend her. Okay. And we spoke about this on the reunion, and you said your reason why you didn't defend her. So in this scenario now, I'm now looking at you and I'm asking myself the honest question, why is it you again with Olandria? At some point, I've got to ask a really key question. Do you have it in for this girl personally? Right? It's nasty work. Right? At some point, I got to ask myself the clear question, you have it in for this woman personally? Because what is it that you keep having this situation with Olandria? The jealousy, the hate, the frustration. Baby girl, I don't know if black folk made your life a living hell when you were younger, but sis, I'm gonna need you to pack it in. Okay, I'm gonna need you to pack it in. We're gonna read her little apology as to what she said. Okay, all right. Um, we're gonna read her apology. Okay, first and foremost, let's have a look at this apology and see what she actually said. Okay, we're gonna read this apology. Hold on, there we go. So she said, "I've taken the majority of the day to reflect and collect my thoughts to make sure this doesn't come off as disingenuous. Last night, I quickly posted a statement acknowledging my reaction to the racial slur that was said on Lewis's live stream. I want to take this moment to more fully take accountability for my actions. I want to begin by saying I completely respect Olandria, and it's extremely disheartening that anyone, especially a presumed child, would find it excusable to use this type of language, and doing so underlines the ignorance of gravity that such a word carries. Olandria, it is now clear that this comment was targeted at you, and I apologize for my immediate reaction. My reaction in that moment came from being caught off guard, not from finding a word or situation funny. It was a nervous, uncomfortable reaction that I recognize was inappropriate. I want to be clear that I did not condone or tolerate anyone who uses such language, and I strongly encourage the individual responsible to reflect deeply on their words and harm they've caused. I'm making a personal donation to the NAACP and encourage anyone who feels moved to do the same. I will also share a list of additional organizations that support racial equity, education, mental health support, so that anyone who wants to contribute can do so fully." Now, here's my thing about Huda. Okay, here's my thing about Huda as well. She added a list of things as well that people can obviously be put in there as well. Okay, all right. So she obviously had her her PR team get involved and make sure that she was surrounded by the right kind of information. Now, let me just say, okay, that in this particular scenario with Huda, okay, what we have here, okay, what we have here with Huda is that accountability was missing in the villa. The accountability is missing outside of the villa now because the audience also back her as well. She has 5 million people. I just need you to deep this. She has 5 million people on Instagram. I can't remember how many she has on TikTok. And these same people are backing her actions. And because they don't call her out enough on her behavior from the beginning of the villa till now, because a lot of them identify with her trash, abusive, nasty, mean behavior, okay, and then playing victim in the space of that, they're not going to hold her accountable. But I also want to make this also clear as well. You guys have heard me say it before. Human beings in general are nasty pieces of work. I want to make this very clear because a lot of times we analyze the men. There's no man involved here, you know. If you give any human being power, they're a nasty piece of work. I'm going to take that straight. I know you look at the world as patriarchy have been a problem. I'm just saying this because I have a lot of discussions on TikTok about this, right? Give women power, they'll do the exact same thing men do. There's no difference because human beings are nasty pieces of work. And Huda's showing us what happens when you have all that power in your hands. No one can tell you nothing. No one can. Because at that point, you are unaccountable. Okay? So she isn't going to change because there is no incentive to change. And actually, this is why men get away with a lot of stuff. Now, I'm going to be real with you. We're now going to see why men get away with a lot of stuff. I have to be honest and be fair. Okay? The reason why a lot of men get away with stuff is because look how Huda's getting away with it. Because when nobody's there to hold you accountable, this is the bullshit. This is the bullshit. This is the bullshit. And this particular behavior that Huda's exhibiting, okay, it will come out again because whatever work she did for that month, okay, in the hyperbolic time chamber wasn't enough. She couldn't really, we saw limited behavior on the reunion of somebody who actually had changed and renewed themselves. And now we're still saying it again. Now, it could be Lewis's life, it could be your life, it could be anybody's life. But the fact of the matter is, baby, listen, girl, this wasn't the situation. This was not a situation. You should have been on guard. The moment that somebody can say the word N-word, you know you can't do them things, bro. Right? You know you can't. You know you can't get away with that, babe. You know you can't be doing them things. The fact is, you laughed because it was funny to you. I'm not even, I'm not even mad at it, because when somebody shows you who they are, okay, you after a while you can't be mad anymore. You just know that they are immature, but if they've got a racist bone in them, it's like the Charlie Kirk situation. At some point, you can't even be mad anymore. You just laugh at it because it's like, you're not going to change. Okay? You're not going to change. You're going to be the exact same way. You ain't changing. Okay? You ain't changing. Now, I was watching some videos, and I thought I'd play a few of the clips. I don't want to talk too much now. You know what I mean? I thought I saw some videos that, some people giving their opinions on the Huda situation as well, which I think was pretty cool as well. And I think they made some good points. But of course, I won't do it too long because I want to make sure I keep the video kind of short. I'll do another day where we can do some videos. But I mean, listen, I just think to myself that, and do you know what is also worse is that it's unprovoked. Love Island has finished a long time ago, bro. Like, so you got away with one. But even after Love Island's finished and the months have gone and they held you accountable on the reunion for not backing Olandria, we're back here again. We're back here again. Right? That apology was weak as anything else. Why is it weak? Because there was no real, if you really listen to it, there was no real, I'm not even saying accountability, there was no real answer. Okay? There was no real personal feeling. It was, you see, when I look at some of these apologies, when I know it's written by PR, is when there is no personal feeling in what you're saying. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Like, you don't feel nothing in there, right? And so this is why I was like, I don't particularly rock with this particular aspect, right? So when you look at it, that apology, I want to begin by saying I completely respect Olandria. It's extremely disheartening that anyone, especially a presumed child, would find it excusable to use this type of language, and doing so, It's now clear that the comment was targeted at you, and I apologize for my immediate reaction. My reaction in that moment came from being caught off guard, not from finding the word or situation funny. It's a nervous, uncomfortable reaction that I recognize was inappropriate. Every time she has to be held accountable. But anyway, let me make my point what I was making. Okay. So my thing is that when someone really genuinely apologizes to you, yeah, when they really are sorry, not the PR sorry, not the sorry that speaks to the volumes, but the sorry that is very personal. It's very similar to the sorry that she did on a reunion. It wasn't personal. It's like there's always an excuse as to why you did what you did. And so in this scenario, what I'm looking for, what I personally, I'm not saying anyone else, but me personally, when I'm looking for apology, I'm looking for some heartfeltness. Like, I recognize I messed up here, man. Like, Olandria, you are cool. We had good moments. Like when people when people make like apologies, like they add the extra bits in there. You've been cool. Like we had these great moments. Like I remember this time, and so I recognize we had a great relationship and friendship. This should have never happened. My bad. But there's none of those personal sentiments because there is no personal sentiment. This is a brand apology. This is not a personal apology. Okay. So for me personally, I'm not going to say I was disappointed because that's Huda for you. She's shown us exactly who she is.
But then you proceed to laugh at the use of the hard R. You say that, oh, I didn't hear the name. I only heard the slur. Even if it wasn't Olandria's name, which unfortunately it was, even if it wasn't, why are you laughing at the usage of the hard R? Why is the hard R funny? I'm just not, that's not clicking to me. No matter what type of think pieces, like they both write, it doesn't make any sense why you guys are laughing at the hard R. Honestly, I don't believe either of them saying that I didn't hear Olandria's name. I didn't know they said Olandria's name. How did we hear it? The people, I just watched the video. I just watched the video of the live. I wasn't on the live. I wasn't in the room with the speaker up to my phone hearing what the person said. How did I hear Olandria's name and you didn't? I know we already talked about it a million times before, but it's just the fact that she has enabled her fan base enough to the point where they can feel comfortable to spread that kind of hatred. Like, all willy-nilly get on the phone call, say, oh, da-da-da, is this so-and-so. And that's okay. Olandria really does nothing to these islanders. Nothing. Like, she never talks about them negatively, never, like, insults anyone, never, like, looks down on anyone in, like, the media or anything. And yet she's still receiving this much hatred. For doing absolutely nothing, by the way. Honestly, I can say I'm not really surprised that Huda and Louis, especially like them two together, I'm not surprised by it at all. Like when I woke up this morning, I saw all the stuff, and I was like, look at her fan base, look at Huda, look at her actions throughout the past, like ever since the show ended. Like it's not surprising, it's really disappointing. And it's like I thought she changed and grew as a person, but clearly she has not. Louis is so annoying. He's like, guys, what are you on about? I'm black. Okay, so if you're black, then stand up then. Stand up for the fact that Olandria just got called a slur. Instead of, he literally said verbatim, he's like, I heard the slur and I laughed. But I thought you were black. I thought, like, that is baffling to me to hear that some of the Huda defenders are being like, it's not that deep. It really isn't that deep. Why are you guys making such a big deal about it? It's not her fault. First of all, in my 24 years of life as a black woman, I have heard every single slur in the book. I have been called every single thing you think of that's racist. I most likely have heard it, have endured it, have been through it. So and so have so many other black individuals. So I know how deep it is, because it is that deep. When I say it's that deep, I mean it is that deep. But you can't get that through their heads though, because they need to defend Huda first instead of being a basic human being.
Racist, and then calling me racist. Sorry. Cough, cough. I don't know if you can fucking see. I'm black. Yeah? You know, not the darkest, but I've definitely been kicked in the face with it, right? And she's with me. So, make it make sense, bro. Bro, the world has gone to shit, bruv. Like, our kids are gonna grow up in like this. This is just an opportunity for the haters of my girl to fucking run with hate.
But let me read what it says. I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit to see what it says, and I can't even read it. Hold on, let me see let me try and zoom in and see read what it actually says. Hold on, I need to move the placement. So it says, y'all, first of all, clickbait using a sensitive topic is actually insane. Me and Lewis did not hear what was said in that no caller ID on live, only the racial slur, which we hung up immediately. I don't condone anything of the sort. Whoever called purposely, continuously called while we were live. I really don't condone racism, which is why it was immediately hung up. Once again, we did not hear it very well, considering it sounded like a child. Only the last slur. I just wanted to address this before it blows out of proportion. So neither of you heard the word. Both of you missed it. Okay. Both of you couldn't hear exactly what was being said. Okay, cool. Also, laughter was because it was awkward. Like, who the heck says something offensive like that on a call on his live? And as you can hear me say, what did they say? And they said a bad word, because that's all I heard. What's a bad word? It was awkward and inappropriate. Whoever said it is in the wrong. Confuzzled, mind blown. My brother tried to use that I'm black and she's got black friends as an excuse as to why someone can actually do what they did. I can't believe he tried to use that excuse, brother. Like, them being black don't mean squid or goggle, bro. Just because she black and with you don't mean no squid or squoggle, bro. It does not mean that she is somebody who's safe for black people just because you're a black person. You know what I mean? And the key thing here also is that, unfortunately, sometimes when you align yourself with particular demographic, okay, some black people lose a sense of understanding that they're still black. Okay, Louis is still black. I don't know why he thinks he's an exception to the rule. He's black. You're black, bro. So the fact of the matter is, in this scenario, yes, she can't be seen to be cavorting, can't be seen to be threatening with that particular racial language. Can't be. And then you can't be giving her a pass because you think because you're black and she's with you, that means, oh, she's actually not a racist. Now it's interesting because I think if Lewis was here by himself or with another black person, this doesn't go anywhere. Let's just be honest. It's because it's Huda and because it's Olandria's name as well. That's why it's also problematic. But on a normal day, this wouldn't have gone too far, you know. But he's definitely silly for saying that. Almost saying like she got black friends. It's like, bro, that does not stop someone from being racist towards you or anybody else. And if she's laughing and cackling about this, she can laugh and cackle about something else to do with you. I see it inexcusable.
Are the perfect example of what happens when a black man has no issue with being fetishized. This is all happening because Huda and Louis were on live. I think this is on Instagram, and they said Olandria is a beep, the N-word with the hard ER. To this, both of them started laughing. If you want to have a look at the clip, go look at the clip and come back. They started laughing, and then there was these false acting moments of, what was that? By Huda, and hey, like almost like a don't be on that type of time type thing, and they hang up the call. So now Huda has released her statement. Let's have a look at it. Sorry if it's cut off. Y'all, first of all, clickbait using a sensitive topic is... Do you know what? You've probably read this. I don't... Pause to read. This is the second one. Again, pause to read. So we already know that accountability can be chasing Huda and Huda will be faster. Like, we already know that. With Louis, I think that dynamic is so interesting because he classes himself as a black man, which is very weird. He is a mixed race guy. His mum is white and it gives that. And he goes on to say in his statement that he has faced a lot of racism. My guy, if that is true, the first thing you would have done when you heard that slur is to be disgusted and appalled. Why were you laughing? If you have faced so much racism in this country and it's been so terrible for your psyche, why was that not activated when you heard that racial slur? Questions that need answering. I would love to know. I actually love it when self-hating men date women like this because take each other off the market. Please, like, I don't want to procreate with someone who's going to be laughing at my child being called the N-word at school. Like, don't worry, I'd rather you procreate with someone else who also hates black women. Like, take each other off the market. Like, we do not want to date you. We don't want to marry you. We don't want to procreate with you. It's never unfortunate when you lot are together. It's actually fantastic news. He's the very shallow, superficial understanding he has of race. If he thinks that because he is black, he therefore cannot perpetuate racism himself. The self-hatred and the very low racial self-esteem, it's an issue. It's an issue with a certain archetype. Honestly, both of the apologies were really bad, even if it's just an apology for PR to save face. Like, oh, it wasn't clear what she said. It wasn't clear what she said. But you turned the music down, though. That phone line was crisp. Like, the 5G was like, it was doing its thing. What do you mean by you couldn't hear it? Because we could hear it through the screen. Please continue to date and marry each other, take each other off the chessboard and let all of us normal people all continue to live our lives and raise children that love themselves and love their blackness. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.
Well, listen, my time is up. I got to go over to TikTok, but yeah, I thought I'd just give you a quick update, and I'm sure I'll be back another day to do a bit more because there was a lot more statements made by different people as well. Olandria made a statement as well and everything, but I'll drop that a little bit later. I mean, Ace ain't dropped a statement yet. Has Ace dropped a statement? Shelly dropped a statement, but has Ace dropped a statement? Well, I guess the man are not getting involved. You know what I'm saying, Chew? So maybe I shouldn't say that. It's just for the ladies, but yeah, no, it's crazy. Can't lie to you. Can't lie to you. What do we expect? Unaccountable individual in the villa, unaccountable person outside of it. Like, share, subscribe, clicking that bell button, clicking notifications for uploads, and don't forget to hype the video up as well. I'm too freaking nice. You understand? I'm too freaking nice. Okay. All right. I will see you guys soon. Little black, you know what time it is.